Hello and welcome to At Home with Mindy. Today we're going to make no knead hot cross buns. So hopefully it'll be easier than making bread because we won't need to work out our arms. So first we need 500 grams of strong white flour, 10 grams of instant dry yeast, which works out as a packet and a half. So we'll sprinkle that in and we'll just give it a stir around so it's all evenly spread. Then we've got 50 grams of caster sugar. Just break up those lumps quickly. That can go in. And then in here we've got 2 teaspoons of mixed spice and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And then we've also got 10 grams of salt. So we'll stir all that together. There are different versions of this one, but I'm hoping I've chosen I'm hoping I've chosen the easiest one, where we actually put 300 grams of fruit in at the beginning. Some people do it after the wet bit, but here we've got, you can use any dried fruit, but I've actually got sultanas and a cranberry and raisin mix. So just most dry fruits work. Depends on how traditional you want to keep it, but we'll just stir that through. And then we just move on to the wet ingredients. We've got 300 ml of lukewarm water, 50 grams of butter that we melted in the microwave. Some of it slightly hasn't melted. And then 1 egg. I'm just going to break the yolk up a little bit. I don't know if that's important or not, but just to make sure the yolk splits nicely. And then I'm just going to chuck that into the wet ingredient as well. And then all we've got to do is stir all of that into our dry ingredients. It smells absolutely lovely with all those spices in it. It's a bit hard to stir because of all the fruit, but I think it is going to be easier than putting it in afterwards. Sorry, I hope I'm still got the bowling shot. Just want to try and get all the flour incorporated into it. I think I've got all the flour in now. Right, so that is the mixture. And on this version, apparently, that is all I need to do. And I can now let it rise in a warm place for an hour. You may be able to get away with a bit less time if your house is quite warm. You might be able to get away with like 45 minutes. But that's just lightly put over. So it's about half full, so we need that to double. But I'm being really cheeky and I'm actually making 2 batches today. This one has already risen for an hour. I need to stretch and get more flour now. Oh, sorry, I'm off screen. Right. This one has already had an hour, like I just said. I'll put that cling film to one side. So we do have to tip it out, knock out a bit of air. We don't need to knead it, we just need to knock out a bit of the air. And then we can start shaping it. So let's just sprinkle some flour. Thought that's quite a lot of flour. But, oh, that looks lovely. Oh, get my fingers floured first. I really do hope I'm reading this right, because I've made myself some little notes, but I've literally just put the basic notes down that I was told. So we're just knocking a bit of air out. We're not doing the whole workout like I did on the bread one. Right. That is the air knocked out. Now we can cut this into 12 pieces. Oh, I hate having yucky hands. Let's try and wipe some of this off first. You could weigh all your 12 pieces if you want, but I'm not too bothered if they're not equal sizes. A knife or something to cut it. I'll just get a knife out. We'll use a big bread knife. Right, so we're gonna cut that bit. I've got a tin. I have no idea if it's big enough, but we'll try it. I've lined it with some paper. So how many do I need to cut this into? That should do 6, so 3 bits each. And then each of these bits we just need to roll into a ball as best we can. I think these are going to be huge though, going by. I can't roll it in my hand, it's too big. I'll try. No, that doesn't seem to be going right. How do they do it? We'll just have to do a rough shaping. And then I'll try and get, to me I think these are too big. You could try seeing if that folding up underneath method works. Yeah, that looks a little bit tidier. Just sort of tuck all the edges under until it's smoother. So I will get on. Oh. That looks so messy underneath. Right. That one's still messy. But I will roll the others and I'll come back to you. Right, I finished rolling them. They're not rolled to perfection, but it's only for my family, so it's not that important. I just want to make sure the recipe works. I can make it prettier on this second batch. But I've actually got, oh, I've done 2 tins because they're going to double in size still. So I've got 9 here, 11, 13, 15. I've made 17, which is a really odd number. But to me, that's still big for my hand. So I'm hoping they'll come out nice and big. So we'll leave those to double, which should be about 45 minutes. We'll just put the cling film back over just so you don't dry out. And I will see you in 45 minutes and we'll start doing the decoration. Hello, and I'm back. I've waited 45 minutes, but we're going to make the crosses now. In here I've got 75 grams of plain flour, 25 grams of oil and 75 mils of cold water. I think you can do this without the oil, but I'm assuming it just helps it spread easier. But we just need to whisk these bits together to make a paste. Hopefully I'm in the shot. But we want to try and make a smooth paste. That's actually quite thick, so I'm just going to get a bit more water. Because we need it quite runny so that it actually is easier to put on. Because we've got to put it into a piping bag and we want it to be able to run out. It did say to whisk it, but I haven't got a small enough whisk to have done it. And if that's quite noisy, it'll be the oven heating up, because the fan's quite a noisy one. Yeah, hopefully that's runny enough. And then we're going to pop it into one of these disposable icing bags. You can get these in most places like Home Bargains and BM. I think these ones actually came from Poundland years ago, and I think it was 20 you got in a packet for £1. Because we don't really need a lot of this, so I don't know why the measurement was so high. I can't get it all out the thing. Hopefully that's enough in there. Oh, I got it all over my hands now. Right, so we're just going to push it all to the bottom. And let me move that out of the way. These are the 8 that I did in one. If you're making these, they'll probably be bigger, because I actually made them smaller than it said. But we're just going to snip the end of the piping bag off, and you really do want to make it a small snip, because if you do it too big, then it's just going to pour out, which I might have done yet. Right, so the end is off, and all we're going to do, hopefully you can see, is we're just going to run it across the tops in one go, and the same on this side. See, the smaller you make the snip, the easier you can control it. And if you're making these any other time of the year, because obviously they taste nice, you want them all the time, you don't have to do a cross. And with these ones, you could do smiley faces, or I'm not sure if I remember how to do it. Should have done a circle first, and then just do 2 little lines, and you've got a peace symbol, or a nice happy face. I'm going to do the rest as happy faces, because I'll be so happy if this works. That's okay. Connor's just come down, he's going to put the kettle on for me. I think he heard the oven on and he thought I was going to be cooking something quicker than this. Right. So just for a bit of fun, we've done some smiley faces, and there's the traditional cross ones. I've got my oven on 170 because mine's a fan, so if you haven't got a fan you'll want about 180 Celsius for 20 minutes, and then we'll see what they look like when they come out, and then we'll make the glaze as well. Right, we're ready to make the glaze. You can, if you want, use apricot jam. You just heat it up in a saucepan, but I'm going to do the traditional way. I've got 50 ml of water and 50 grams of caster sugar, and you just want to heat that through until the sugar dissolves. It shouldn't take long because there's not much in your saucepan, but we just want to get rid of the grainy look to it. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's melted. Right. I've just taken the hot cross buns out of the oven. I should have probably brushed the flour off before we cooked them, but the sugar glaze literally looks like water, and I don't actually have a pastry brush because I think I want to get a silicone one, but I don't want a traditional one. So you could either spoon it on the centre and sort of whirl it round, but I don't know how well that'll work, or you raid the cupboard and you find a brand new decorator's brush. So I will probably have to hide it from the husband later, else he'll say, "Where's my paintbrush gone?" But I do think you do need some sort of brush. So if you haven't got one in your kitchen, look to see if you've got any new ones in your hubby's toolbox or but make sure it is a new one. But we're just going to brush that over, and then that's how you get that nice sticky finish like the shop ones. I did say I'd made 2 batches, and when I was rolling out the second lot, splitting them up, I realised that if I put it into a sausage shape when rolling the huge pile sort of thing, you could just cut it into 12 equal pieces that way. So that's what I did with the second lot. So we're going to be eating hot cross buns at least all the way through Easter, because we've got so many to get through now. And I know I'm putting this video up a bit late for Easter, but if you've already got the stuff in your house, you could quickly cook some up ready for Easter Sunday or Easter Monday. Oh, I've already done that one before, haven't I? So it has helped give the nice shine to it. But on this one, it looks better on the camera than what it does in real life. But they're still so hot. The faces haven't worked brilliantly, but you can, when you tap the bottom, you want a hollow sound. That's how you know that the bread's done. And just over there is the second batch I've now got to cook. So I hope you found this recipe useful. I will list the ingredients you need in the description box. But if you do make them, I hope you enjoy them. And I will see you next time. Bye.